So good morning and welcome everyone to Temple Buddhist Center's Sunday meditation service. My name is Victor and I am honored to be of service this morning. We hope that our service finds you all very happy and healthy. But please know that if you are struggling in any way, we hope that our service can be a source of refuge for you as we open our hearts to you and to your loved ones. And of course, we want to welcome everyone who is joining us physically here in the meditation hall, but also opening our hearts to everyone joining us online over the magic of the airways, either on our Facebook page or on the Temple Buddhist Center website. It's nice to have everybody joining us. And it's a real treat this morning. Lindsay and the kids have come in to chant with us, so we'll do that in just a few moments. We are excited to be able to celebrate our service in person once again, and we want to do so as safely as possible. Masks are recommended. Respect and tolerance are encouraged. We appreciate your part in helping to keep our whole Sangha happy and healthy. So, let's begin this morning with 3 conscious breaths. A conscious breath is where you seal the mouth, breathe deeply through the nose, hold that breath for a moment, and then release slowly so that the exhale is longer than the inhale. Let's begin. Holding that breath for just a moment, feeling the fullness of the lungs, and then releasing slowly. And as you release, just check in with the body. What is present in the body right now? Is it an excitement or a sense of sadness or a sense of ease or perhaps a restlessness? Whatever is present in the body, we embrace the truth of this moment instead of our thoughts about the way we wish things were. And a second conscious breath together. Holding. And releasing slowly. And as you release, giving yourself permission to unplug from that energy of going and doing and trying and efforting as we cultivate time together and the energy of being, that energy that requires nothing of us. It is simply the aliveness of being. And a third conscious breath together. Holding that breath for just a moment. And releasing slowly. And as you release, allowing into your awareness the present moment. There is just this. And then there is everything else. The present moment might seem like a small increment of time, but it has no beginning and no end, and we are always arriving. And so here at Temple Buddhist Center, we like to begin our service with a little bit of chanting. Chanting is an integral part of every tradition. Chanting is not about being a singer. It's about having a voice. It is about a sacred expression from within to without, and synchronizing not only our voices, but our hearts and our minds. Our chant today is Om Vajrapani Hum. Om Vajrapani Hum. And in Sanskrit, this chant honors the energy of the enlightened mind, that boundless, vast, open energy of the awakened mind. And so I will invite Christine to tone us in. Together. Om Vajrapani Hum. 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 With a smile. Om Vajrapani Hum. Om Vajrapani Hum. Once more. Om Vajrapani Hum. And so it's always a joy to have the kids joining us, adding their hearts, their energy. Lindsay, what are you guys going to be doing today?
Today we're going to talk about chakras, colors, and feelings.
Today the kids are going to be talking about chakras, all those energy chakras in the body, and the colors and the feelings. I love it. It's wonderful. Any favorite colors? What? Blue. All right. Wonderful. And blue is the throat chakra. And you did a good job of expressing yourself with your voice. Yay. Good job. All right, Lindsay, thank you guys for coming. You guys enjoy yourself today. So again, good morning and welcome everybody here to Temple Buddhist Center, where we practice Western Buddhism. Western Buddhism is a blend of Eastern philosophy and Western psychology, and this new and exciting form of spirituality is dynamic, it's inclusive, it is active, and it focuses on core Buddhist insights, as well as mindfulness, meditation, and their practical applications in our daily lives. Our goal here is not to get everyone to agree on a specific lineage or philosophy or sect of Buddhism, but rather it is on a shared experience of mindfulness, oneness, and love. Whether we are chanting together, sharing from the heart, or spending time in noble silence, connecting with each other in consciousness. We respect that you will participate at a level that is comfortable for you. We take refuge in the three jewels and acknowledge these core values as expressions of the awakened mind, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We value awareness of our Buddha nature, as well as the Buddha nature of all beings, bringing a fresh new perspective to each and every precious moment. And the second jewel, the Dharma, the truth teachings that release us from fear, delusion, and sorrow, and help us to realize the truth of who we are. And finally, our Sangha, our spiritual community, where we come together to practice the teachings and to help each other along every step of the path. So let's take a moment now to silence any cell phones or electronic devices as we prepare for a time in meditation. We're going to begin with the prayer of refuge. We recite the prayer of refuge 3 times for the 3 jewels. And so let's begin with a conscious breath together. Together, in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened through the power of generosity ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. And so as we prepare now for a time in meditation, if you have an extensive practice, then we invite you to practice this morning in a way that is fitting for you. If you are new to meditation, we're going to begin with a dedication of intention. We will awaken the bell 3 times for the 3 jewels, and then our teacher today, Mr. Robert Brumet, will guide us in a brief guided meditation that's designed to assist you in moving into the stillness. We will spend approximately 10 to 12 minutes today in noble silence, connecting in consciousness. Afterwards, Robert will lovingly and gently bring us out of meditation. We will sound the return bell, and then it will be time for today's Dharma talk, or teaching. And so let's take a conscious breath together. Body, speech, and mind in perfect oneness. I send my heart along with the sound of the bell. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness, transcend the path of anxiety and sorrow, and realize the true nature of who they are.
And as the sound of the bell returns to its home in the silence, let us do the same. Let us return home to the silence, to pure being. That which is always here, but the mind is usually preoccupied with the external world. So we take a moment to just hold that lightly. Whatever is happening in your mind or body, whatever is happening in your life, Don't push it away. Don't grasp it. Just let it be there, like the clouds in the sky. And for the next few moments, we'll become the sky itself. Clear, radiant, pure being. Within and behind and beyond all phenomena that rise and fall. Breath by breath, we relax. We open. We allow. We release. Breath by breath, we notice all that is in our experience. We let it be. We come home to this breath, to this moment, to the experience of this moment. Breathing, sensing, whatever you're experiencing, let it be. And like the sound of the bell that returns to the silence, let all phenomena rise and fall and return home to the silence, to the silence. And now, as we continue to be aware of our experience, to be open and allowing of each experience to arise, we bring our attention consciously to the body, and then to hearing. And in a moment, you'll hear the sound of the bell, and we'll open our eyes and focus on seeing. But I invite you to remember always the background silence. Remember your true nature that stands behind and beyond all phenomenal experience. So here is the bell. Gently open the eyes and continue the process of awareness and allowance for as long as you can. Good morning. It's nice to see you all. It's good to be here. And the title of our talk this morning is The Dharma or the Drama. Please choose only one. So we're going to talk today about the drama that we get lost in. We'll talk about how to recognize when we're lost in the drama, why we get caught up in it, and how we can move from the drama to the Dharma. And when I talk about drama, I'm not talking about legitimate theater, talking about the drama we create in our lives, the drama we can get lost in so easily, the drama of social media, the drama of the news, the drama of family relationships, etc., etc. It's been said that human beings are the only animal that tells stories. I don't know if that's true or not, but it certainly, that's one distinguishable characteristic of humans. We love to tell stories, right? And there's nothing wrong with a good story as long as we know it's a story. But most of the time, or much of the time, we get lost in the story. We get lost in our own self-created dramas. And of course, the drama is not ours alone. It can be a collective drama. So I'll just define the Dharma, in case you're not familiar with that term. The Dharma is the practice of the Four Noble Truths. It's the teaching and the practice. And in a broader sense, the Dharma is any teaching, any practice that brings us home to our true nature, that awakens us to who we really are, to what we really are. The drama, on the other hand, is characterized by drama, excitement. Usually there's emotional involvement and there's some kind of a story involved. And we'll talk some more about that storyline a bit. Of course, Victor could talk to that too. He taught drama for many years. And So he's gone from the drama to the Dharma, right? Yeah, yeah. So, and, so the Dharma is designed to expand, to awaken our awareness, our consciousness. The Dharma is to help us see things as they really are, to see the truth, the reality. The drama, on the other hand, is designed to keep us asleep, to keep us lost in our own story. It can be fun, it can be very dangerous, and it can be very non-awakening. It can keep us very much asleep. I often tell when I was teaching in a unity church that the story of Adam and Eve, that, Adam went to sleep and Eve was created out of his rib, I guess, if I recall. But nowhere in the Bible does it mention that Adam woke up. Nowhere, you see. And the word Adam, by the way, in Hebrew means human. So Adam is all of us. Fell asleep and never woke up, got lost in the drama. So drama leads to a diminished awareness. It leads to a set of blinders. We see the world only through a particular lens, through a particular story. So I want to talk about, why we choose the drama rather. We know why we choose the Dharma. You're here. So you know why. But why do we choose the drama? And how to recognize it when we're caught up in it. And then how to move from the drama to the Dharma. So first of all, why do we choose the drama? Well, as I mentioned, it's fun. It's often familiar. In fact, it can be so familiar we don't even recognize it. We come out of a particular family system which has its own drama. And when we're young, that's our whole world. That family system, whatever it is, for better or worse, that's our whole world. And so the story, the drama of the family becomes our experience of the world, our first experience of the world. So we walk into the world as it is with the drama that we have been taught that is what's reality. And typically the two clash. They don't work, you see. That the whole world is not my family in a literal sense. It is in a deeper sense, but not in a literal sense. And so we spend a long time shedding and awakening to things as they are, vis-a-vis things as we've been taught that they are. And the first step is to realize that there's a difference between what we believe is real and what is, and to look at how we hold on to unwittingly the old stories, the old dramas. So it's familiar. With some of us, it's the way we feel alive. There's a certain juice in drama. We tend to, in our culture, pretty much deaden ourselves from our bodies. We live in the top floor of this apartment house. And we ignore the body much of the time. We're numb to the body. We're numb to our emotions. And so we numb our aliveness. And sometimes that drama can be a way of feeling alive. It's real juicy. It's exciting, you see. And for some of us, it's the way we learn to relate to others. Once again, we learn a certain drama in our family, and that's often the way we live our lives, relating through that same story. The drama also validates our ego, our sense of who we are. I mean, really, that's basically what drama is all about, is about validating who I believe that I am. Validating the fact that whatever my story is true. That nobody loves me. I can do nothing right. Only winners deserve love. If you're not perfect, you're not okay. Whatever that story is that we learned about ourselves, that internalized drama, still lives in our head. We think we left it behind 30 or 40 years ago, but it's still actively playing on this stage up here, or maybe it's back here, wherever it is. So we validate our ego identity. I mentioned, for example, maybe our identity is that I'm a winner, or I have to be a winner. And if I'm not a winner, I'm not worth anything, or nobody will love me if I'm not the best. Well, you can imagine what kind of dramas would arise out of that one. We're always competing. We're always bragging. We'll do anything to get to the top. Or maybe our drama, our storyline is that in order to be okay, to be loved, I have to please people. I have to make you like me. I have to do something to make you like me. So as long as you like me, I'm okay. There again, you can see the dramas that come out of that. Because I'm constantly trying to manipulate how you feel. Or actually, I'm trying to manipulate how I think you feel. I don't know how you really feel, but I think I know what I think I know about how you feel. So that's what I'm trying to manipulate. It's kind of like looking into the mirror and seeing ourselves and then trying to keep that image happy or please that image or be better than that image or whatever. We learn how to relate to the world, and that relationship to the world comes from our ego identity, our story of who we are, who we think we are. And that story is very deep. We believe this physical body is all there is. We believe that this mind understands what's real. We believe that the thoughts that go through this mind are true. And out of that, then, we create this drama that seems to be very real. Dramas are great if you know they're dramas. That's fun. That's what kids do. The kids will say, let's play. And they know they're playing. And they can get very serious about their play, but in the end, they'll say, this is just pretend. You see? As adults, we don't realize we're just pretending. We think it's very real. So how can we recognize when we're caught up in the drama? Well, there's some characteristics of every story, of every drama. Contains three basic characters, or three basic archetypal characters. First of all, if you're going to have a drama, you have to have what? You have to have a victim and a villain, right? The bad guy and the damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks. Then Oil Can Harry. the melodrama. There was anybody here remember the Martin City melodrama? That was always fun to go to, and it was an old-fashioned melodrama. And the villain would come out, and everybody would go, yes, yes, you know. So the melodrama is very overly dramatic. It doesn't hide the fact that there's a victim and a villain. But we see through that lens without realizing it. We see history that way. We see the news that way. We can see our life that way. The good guy and the bad guy. Of course, I've never met anybody yet that says I'm the villain. Usually we're the victim. Somebody else is the villain, right? Of course, you can't have just two characters. You have to have, if you got a victim and a villain, you have to have what? A hero, a rescuer that comes in, swoops in and saves the damsel in distress or whatever the victim might happen to be. You know, look at any story. Star Wars is a beautiful example. You know, obviously the villain is, at least in the opening segments of it, is Darth Vader. I mean, how villainer can you get than Darth Vader, huh? And the victim, you know, Princess Leia, she's been kidnapped. And of course, who is the hero? Luke Skywalker. He's the hero in training. And another aspect of the hero is Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's the teacher. Here's another archetype. So the hero rescues the victim and vanquishes the villain. The thing is, these roles can sometimes play reverse. Sometimes through the eyes of someone else, they see through that same triad, only they may see you as the villain and themselves as the victim. And that typically is what happens. You know, you look at what's happening in the world now. You know, the people in Russia are being told that the people in the West are the villains. We believe the Russians are the villains. Ukraine is the victim. And NATO is the hero. Okay. I'm not saying that's true. I'm saying that's the way we can easily portray it. You see? And that's any drama we can do that. That's the nature of drama. Somebody's doing something wrong, somebody's suffering, and somebody's going to come in and make it right. And these roles can move around. You know, in a family system, dad can be the villain one day and the victim the next. The children can be victims or villains or heroes, et cetera, et cetera. And it goes around and around. You know, the old story of at work, the boss yells at dad, he's the victim. The boss is the villain. He goes home and he yells at his wife. His wife is the victim, he's the villain. The wife yells at the kids, they're the victim, she's the villain. Kids kick the dog's the victim. The kids are the villain. The dog bites the mailman. The dog's the villain. The mailman's the victim. And around and around and around it goes, okay? And that's the nature of drama. You know, somebody's doing something wrong and somebody needs to make it right. So it's very important to notice whenever we're in one of those roles, or we believe that we're in one of those roles anyway. So recognizing, okay, I'm playing this out. I'm on stage, you see. And finally, how to go from the drama to the Dharma. Basically, just come home to this moment. First of all, recognize the drama. Recognize, okay, I'm caught up in a story here. You know, the players have changed over the last 50 years. but the script is pretty much the same, right? There's only one common denominator. Moi. I'm in all of the dramas, you say. Even our dreams, if you pay attention to dreams, dreams are a drama. And we have that same characteristic in dreams. So recognizing when we're caught up in the story. And even sometimes that story we can be totally alone, and that story exists fully within our own mind. Ultimately, that's where it resides. And every story is based upon some form of craving and aversion. You see, I'm averse to being the villain, and I'm identified with the victim. Or I'm averse to being the victim, and I'm identified with the hero, or whatever the case might be. You see. So recognize, there's 3 R's, so it's easy to remember. Recognize. The second R is to refrain. In other words, to take a deep breath and let go. Okay, we're caught up. I'm triggered. My story is running. Been running now for 3 days and I haven't realized it. Okay, time to get off the merry-go-round. Taking a deep breath, coming home to whatever's going on in the body. The body will bring us home. It's very honest. It's very honest. And finally, remember who you really are. Remembrance. Recognize, refrain, and remember. Remember who you are simply by taking a deep breath, knowing that you are aware of your breath. You are aware of the present moment. And one of my favorite ways of remembrance is to chant. This is a chant from the Tibetan Book of the Dead. It's chanted to someone who is dying. The monks will surround that person and chant and pray as they make their transition from one phase of existence to the next. And I'd like to close by reading to you this particular prayer that is being said on behalf of the dying individual. But we don't have to wait until we die physically. We can die to the drama at any moment. And if you'd like to just close your eyes and listen to this, I would invite you to do so. Imagine that you are hearing a group of monks singing this to you. O nobly born, O you of glorious origins, remember your radiant, true nature, the essence of mind. Trust it. Return to it. It is your home. It is your home. Thank you for sharing the Dharma with us. And may you live in the Dharma, even if you're in the drama sometimes.
Thank you so much, Robert. So let's just take a moment and just embody the teachings. Nicoya likes to remind us that a Dharma talk is like a warm spring rain, and the drops that fall on you are for you, and the drops that do not fall on you are for someone else. And just taking time to allow the embodiment of the teachings instead of thinking about them and analyzing and synthesizing. And so if you need to stretch or move or wiggle as we transition now from our Dharma talk into a heart practice. Heart practices, of which there are many, is an important and integral part of our practice as Buddhist practitioners. And loving kindness or metta practice is just such a practice, a type of meditation, a type of prayer, if you will. And so it is not uncommon with a loving kindness or metta practice to symbolize an outward expression of that through perhaps a mudra of some kind. Some people choose the Anjali mudra, the focusing of the heart. Others might simply place a hand on the heart as a form of soothing touch. And so regardless of what works for you, you can also just hold your hands in your lap. Whatever works for you, simply allow yourself this time to move into a heart practice, letting our hearts fill with love, compassion, peace, and joy as we move into metta or loving kindness practice. We begin with a conscious breath. And as you release that breath, I invite you to bring to mind the image of you, a full body image of the form that has been given your name and that has accrued the many experiences over the years. And holding this image in your mind's eye, recite silently to yourself these words of metta practice. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe from inner and outer dangers. May I be well in body and mind. And may I be at ease and happy. Conscious breath. And as you release that sentiment into the universe, I invite you now to bring to mind the image of a friend of yours. Holding this image in your mind's eye, let us open our hearts as we send loving kindness. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. And may you be at ease and happy. Conscious breath. And as you release that sentiment into the universe, I invite you now to bring to mind the image of an acquaintance, someone you have met this week, or a clerk or a cashier, passerby. And holding this image in your mind's eye, let us open our hearts as we send to them metta. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. And may you be at ease and happy. Conscious breath. as you release that sentiment into the universe, I invite you now to bring to mind the image of a difficult person in your life, a challenging person. It could be a boss or a coworker, a neighbor, a classmate, or a political figure. And holding this image in your mind's eye, let us open our hearts as we send to them metta. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. And may you be at ease and happy. Conscious breath. And as you release that sentiment into the universe, I invite you now to bring to mind the image of the world. All the plants and the flowers and the trees, animals of the land, the sea, the sky, all sentient beings, known and unknown. And holding this image in your mind's eye, let us open our hearts as we share this wish with all beings. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be safe from inner and outer dangers. May we be well in body and mind. And may we be at ease and happy. Conscious breath. And in the true spirit of Dharma, the Buddhist practice of generosity, temple services here are given freely. In the same way, if you choose to give, please give with a generous heart, which means not in return for anything that you have received today, but rather so that those who may be seeking refuge may find it here in this temple, with these teachings, with these teachers, with this technology and this Sangha. We want to open our hearts and fill with gratitude for all of our amazing volunteers, all the folks that work so hard, tirelessly to help bring spiritual nourishment to our Sangha. I want to especially call out our digital diva, Liz, today. All of this month of February on our temple Facebook page, she has been posting a series of fascinating articles on important and influential members of the Black community in Kansas City and the wonderful things that they have done for our community. If you haven't had a chance yet, please stop by our Facebook page and look at some of those really fascinating articles. So thank you, Liz, for everything you do. And thank you to all of our volunteers for everything they do to help us. Also, our hearts fill with gratitude for our ambassadors, those folks who have committed themselves to regular monthly electronic giving. It's not about the amount. It's that the regular monthly giving helps us to set a budget. And the Dana boxes are located at the back of the meditation hall. And if you would like to become an ambassador, simply stop by our website, templebuddhistcenter.com, and click on the Love Offering button. Also, tremendous gratitude to Christine for your beautiful music and sharing your time with us here at Temple Buddhist Center. Tremendous thanks to Robert Brumet for your knowledge of the Dharma and your super generous heart for everything you do for this community and your friendship and mentorship. And also especially thank you to each and every one of you for sharing your heart and your presence and your practice with all of us here at Temple Buddhist Center. We are the better for it. And as we get more people, it takes me longer to get through all of this because I like to try to make eye contact with everybody. Thank you all so much for being here today. And so as we prepare now to end our time together with the Bodhicitta dedication, we will end with that and the closing bell. And if you have a couple moments, I have a couple of special announcements, a couple big things coming up that I want to highlight. So with that, our Bodhicitta dedication together. May the pure, brilliant sun of Bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. And with the palms of our hands together in front of our hearts, as we go forth now from this place, may we enter each moment in innocence, guided by the wisdom of our hearts. And as we open our hands, open our eyes, shine our light into the world. Namaste. Again, thank you, everyone. A couple of things. I won't go through all the details, but I want to highlight a couple major events. On March 8th, from noon to 1:30, and this will also be live streamed on our Facebook page, the Kansas City Lyric Opera and Temple Buddhist Center are combining together. No, I'm not going to be singing, but I can't do opera, but the thought crossed my mind. But we're going to be teaming up with Lyric Opera for a panel discussion. Nicoya Helm and myself will be partnering with the librettist for the brand new Kansas City opera of The Revolution of Steve Jobs. And of course, the R is in parentheses because it's the evolution, the revolution of Steve Jobs. And this is a wonderful new opera that is opening all around the country. The Kansas City Lyric Opera will be featuring this opening very, very soon. The information is on our website, also on our Facebook page. You can go to Lyric Opera. But many folks don't realize the impact that Buddhism had on the life of Steve Jobs. And so we'll be talking with the librettist here on March 8th for that. Also, out on the counter, on the front, on the reception desk as you come in, there's a couple of handouts. One is a big event on April 8th, sponsored by Bridging the Gap, one of the partners that Temple Buddhist Center partners with, on energy and equity. There's 2 events happening, all of them around an energetic cause and sustainability around the area. Also, Temple Buddhist Centers has a partner. We're partnering with the Pho-Hein Buddhist Temple, and this sheet is out there on the counter. And this is actually happening today and tomorrow and also Tuesday. But they have a Zen master who is visiting in town. This is the Vietnamese temple, and these are dear friends of ours, and they practice in the Zen tradition. And so this Zen master is going to be holding some Dharma talks as well as some one-on-one consultations. There's even a dinner, I believe, and all of that is starting today, also Monday and Tuesday. So if you're interested in that, please pick that up. And then Robert is featuring a dedicated practitioner Sangha, which will begin here in March. And so there's information on that class, which will meet once a month in the evening. We're not sure yet if it's going to be hybrid or virtual, but you'll know. Just find out by picking up this sheet, and you can find out more information that way. And then finally, don't forget, we have our Temple Buddhist Center day-long meditation retreat on March 5th. And the theme is From the Heart, Communication and the Practice. And also, we're going to be featuring a full moon meditation, yoga, sound healing, and kirtan, which is chanting with a full band. And that'll be on March 18th from 6 to 9 p.m. downstairs in Unity Hall to celebrate the spring equinox. So other than that, there's lots more information on our flyers out front or our Facebook page or our website. So please stop by and see that and check that stuff out. And thank you all so much as you go into your day. Peace and blessings.